Welcome back to Way with Docker. Got another Letterboxd lowdown for you today, where I go through the albums I watched. The movies I watched this month. Let's just get into it. Month of April. Watched Interstellar, April 1st. I think I already talked about this on the last one. I'm gonna talk about it again. Looking back on it, I said 5 stars. I mean, it was a fantastic. I said, "How is this movie real?" More so visually. Of the Nolan films that I've watched, they've always been visually stunning. His Batman movies are very visually stunning, but I think every other movie that I've watched of his has been just very, like, he's a big visual guy, he's a big practical effects guy. This is a lot less practical effects because he did not go, to whatever the hell that big planet was called, but this movie looked ridiculously insane. But in terms of the story, if it was a little weaker, I wasn't really impressed with the story, but I mean, watching it, I was just like, damn, like that is happening. Like it was crazy. Like I feel like this movie and like 2001, like the definitive sci-fi space films. I feel like in terms of just like not a part of a story, just like a space exhibition. But yeah, the story, like, it's love, Murph. It's love. It's love. I was like, didn't really resonate with me. But besides that, this movie is spectacular, and thus the 5-star rating. Next up, Top Secret, featuring Val Kilmer. Can I pull this up? Yeah, whatever. This movie is fantastic. Like I said, 5 stars. I think this is Val Kilmer's first feature film, which is crazy. I love Val Kilmer. I love him. Like, Tombstone's one of my favorite movies of all time. Love him in this. Loved him in Heat. Loved him in the next one I'm going to talk about. But this movie was hilarious. Like, just my sense of humor, just dumb bits. Like, there's one where, like, the guy looks down at his watch and the screen, and then the next cut is just, it's a shot of just the watch zoomed in, and then the next cut, it's back to the medium shot of them walking, and he just has a big watch. Like, it's hilarious. There's a shot of a phone, and the guy's in the background, and he moves to the foreground, and the phone is just actually big. This is my favorite one. They're getting ready to, well, the story is Kilmer is an American songwriter who gets invited to Germany for a concert, but then he gets swept up in this whole, spy, espionage kind of thing. But there's a sequence when they're about to enter a jail, and they're doing like the regular thing, like drawing lines in the sand, just like, this is you, this is you. And then the camera pans over, and it's like a full diorama of the prison, and it's just so stupid but so funny. Like, this movie is hilarious. I would definitely check it out if you haven't. It's on Netflix. It's one of the funniest movies ever. I mean, like I said, greatest comedy ever. Every bit hit. It did. Like, every bit in the movie. Like, everybody in the background's doing something. It was so good. And also at the end, when the girl's saying goodbye to everybody, she's saying goodbye to like the actual characters from the movie, and then she's like, "Oh, and goodbye, Scarecrow." It's just so dumb. It's so funny. 5 stars. Batman Forever. Gives movie 4 stars. Haven't watched this in a while. I rewatched it. But the first time I watched it, I barely remembered anything. So this is kind of like pretty much just a full attention watching of this film. And this movie, like I said, pretty damn fantastic Batman movie. Feels like a cartoon. And a good one, like Alan. Hold on. Huh. Okay. That's a cool. What is that cover? I've never seen that cover before. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off track. Yes, Batman Forever. Kilmer as Batman is fantastic. I think his Bruce Wayne is one of the best Bruce Waynes put to screen. I think he just has that suave kind of coolness. Like I said, I was watching a bunch of Kilmer films just on a Kilmer kick. I mean, yeah, this movie's just wacky. Like, Tommy Lee Jones' portrayal of Two-Face is hilarious. That wig is ridiculous. And, like, the two girls that he has, like, I think it's Drew Barrymore. Hold on, I want to check this originally. Batman Forever, Drew Barrymore. Yeah, it is. Yeah, like that, like these two chicks that he's with. I think that's just such like a funny thing. The Two-Face has like an angel and a devil. That's hilarious. And yeah, it's Drew Barrymore. Yeah, this Two-Face is ridiculous. It's so cool. Like that. It's so funny. Like, it's not like as horribly, like, I mean, Aaron Eckert's, like, his Two-Face is like, yeah, let me look at it. There you go. Like that's like misfigured. Like the acid. Obviously he got burned, and then the comics he got the acid. But like Tommy Lee Jones is just so like he's just purple. And I mean, Jim Carrey's Riddler, Edward Nygma, was fantastic. I thought this movie was just really good. I had a good time watching it. Very enjoyable. Next up, The Other Guys. This movie is also hilarious. I hadn't seen it before. I've seen a bunch of clips. Like I've seen like the Eva Mendes. Like seriously, who is this? Are you joking? Like who is this? I thought that was really funny. Like I said, Will Ferrell's portrayal of the typical straight man should be the benchmark. I just liked how like some of the characters in this film were just so like intense and just like saying all these outlandish things, and Will Ferrell was like, dude, come on, like what do you, no, don't say that, that's horrible, that's what a horrible thing to say. I thought that was just really funny, and just him like totally ragging on Eva Mendes as his wife. I thought that was just hilarious. Like, yeah, like she just threw on this potato sack. I know she's not looking her best, but just come on, just cut her some slack when Eva Mendes is looking absolutely stunning. I think that's just it's easy humor, but I think it's just so funny. And the intro bit, I mean, everybody knows it's like the Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock being like the buddy cop. Like you think it's about them, but then they die. I think that's hilarious. And there's like all like the little cliches and tropes with those like typical really big, explosion-y buddy cop movies. I think all those hit really well in the beginning. I thought that really sold it as the movie being about them. But yeah, this movie was hilarious. I had a really good time watching it. Children of Men. Watched this class in my video production class. Because we were talking about editing and cuts and stuff like that. And it was interesting because the main character, I think his name's like Peter or something. Let me check. All right, why did I even check that? Oh, Theo. Whatever. The camera, like he's always in frame. It's always following what he's doing. I thought that was interesting. But besides that, like I said, I'm not really moved by dystopia. I was just kind of like, like it didn't. There wasn't a lot of intrigue with me, and I thought it was a really like heavy subject, like the whole fertility rate being down and stuff like that. But then like you have like Michael Caine's character calling everybody amigo and saying to pull my finger. I just felt there were some beats of this movie that just kind of dampened the kind of the bleakness of that reality. I thought it was like, but it was good. I can definitely see the it was like visually. I thought it was very intriguing, like the editing and like I said, like all the way it was shot was really cool. And there were some really really nice shots. Like there's one where they're in like this like schoolyard, and like two main characters are talking in the foreground, and then through the background there's like through like a piece of broken glass you see the woman who's pregnant. You see her swinging. I thought that was just like a really cool shot. But outside of the visuals of this film, I was just kind of not really moved by it. Like I said, I don't really like dystopian stuff that much. Next film, Blue Valentine. Like I said, this is Ryan Gosling's best. I don't know if that's a hot take or anything like that, but I'm just like, I don't know. Watching this, I just thought his portrayal of that character was just very interesting. Like being able to play the young and full of life version of him, and then the older, kind of beaten down, but still have that that love for. Not really his daughter, but that's a spoiler. But I don't know. I thought this movie was great. It's heartbreaking for sure. I was very emotional towards the end. But the coolest thing about this film, I think, was the differences between how each sequence was shot. Like whenever they're young, it feels like a lot more like handheld. I just like a sequence when they're running down the street, and the cameraman is holding like almost like a camcorder, like running down the street, like following them, and like the camera. Like let me see if I can pull that up actually. Like, there's just so many good shots in this movie. If YouTube will load. Blue Valentine. Running scene. I don't think they have it. That scene's just so good. I was just really impressed with that scene. I really liked it. Like they're just running down the street and I don't know. I thought that was just super dope. Blue Valentine. Ryan Gosling. whatever. Movie was shot really well. I was intrigued. Good story. Very, almost like, I'm not gonna say La La Land-esque, but just like it kind of shows like a lot of like the harsh reality of a lot of love stories where it's like, it's not all um, peaches and cream. And I like that. I like just kind of showing the reality of it. This movie was great. I really liked it. X2. This movie was awesome. I had watched the original X-Men long ass time ago, and I've been watching X-Men 97. I've been loving it. Just reminded me how much I love the X-Men. And this movie's great. Like I said, one of the most comic booky superhero films I've watched. So much sauce. Kind of a corny review. But I mean, Brian Cox as Stryker was fantastic. And just a lot of really good comic book scenes. Like when Wolverine gets the cola out of the fridge and has Iceman freeze it. The opening sequence with Nightcrawler was fantastic. I just thought this movie was awesome. And I wish I'd watched it sooner. It's just a really good superhero movie. To follow that, X-Men Last Stand. Didn't like it as much. Like I said, never a fan of the Jean Grey villain stories. I love Jean Grey, but I don't like when she's the villain. I just think I don't really take her seriously as a villain because it's just kind of like, oh, the sweet, kind, the one who's been with Professor X and the school for gifted youngsters. Like, she's been here a while, but no, she's evil because she's an Omega level threat. I don't know. I didn't really like it that much, and I didn't really like the mutants that had like the marks on them. It's like, if you're a mutant, where's your mark? I mean, the scene with Eric, saying like I'll never be marked again, but like I'll never let a needle touch my skin again. I don't know. This movie wasn't as good. Completely sidelined Marsden's Cyclops, and Cyclops is my favorite. They always mess up Scott. They really fucked up Scott Summers in these X-Men films. This movie just was the weaker of the four that I'd watched. First Class. This movie is fantastic. That Michael Fassbender Argentina bar sequence with the Nazis is so good. Like I said, Fassbender is unreal. He's, as Magneto, oh my god, one of the best performances I've seen in a comic book movie ever. He was fantastic. And McAvoy was great as well. I thought Nicholas Hoult was okay. I don't know. I wasn't really impressed with Kevin Bacon in this. Like, I like Kevin Bacon, but whenever I watch it in a movie, I can't really like he's just Kevin Bacon in this. Like, he's not Sebastian Shaw to me. I just kind of see, cause he still has like his stupid hair. Like, I don't know. Because I think, doesn't Sebastian Shaw in like the comics have like longer hair and like, yeah, like, I don't know. I wish they got a guy that looked like this. What the hell is this? Whatever. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, like I wish he looked like this and not. I don't know. Actually, no. I mean, side by side, I can kind of see it, the sideburns, but he still has that stupid Kevin Bacon hair. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of his performance, and they also messed up Darwin. The guy that adapts to anything dying. Kind of weak, but besides that, this movie was fantastic. Like that end sequence in the submarine with when Fassbender puts on the helmet for the first time and puts the coin through Shaw's head. I thought that was like awesome. Like, but you killed my mother, so blah 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 blah. It was awesome. Days of Future Past, they can't miss. Yeah, this movie was great. The future sequences kind of look a little meh to me. The Sentinels look cool, especially the classic ones. Quicksilver's Pentagon sequence was fantastic. Like I said, I mean, Fassbender was great again. McAvoy was also great. I thought Nicholas Hoult was better in this one. I mean, this poster is just crazy good. Let me get a better, closer pic of this. Oh, not First Class. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That poster is just so hard. I dig it. But this is kind of goofy. Like that floating Professor X. This movie was great. I think of the four, I have to say First Class is probably my favorite just because I think that's the strongest Fassbender performance. I don't know. I like it. Oh, or X2. I don't know. But yeah, those are the movies I watched this month. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of me just rambling about things I like. But that's half of what I do on this channel, so get over it. Peace out.